Mr. Keyworth suggests that Weaver's Cove cannot or is unwilling to bring ships in at night.
Weaver Cove says that 70 trips, 140 trips, they're only going to do it at nighttime. We know that, I just think it's shameful lies.
We have never said we are only going to bring all ships in at night. We have said we would prefer to bring LNG ships in at night and will seek approval from the pilots and the Coast Guard to do so. We are optimistic, based on industry practice, LNG ships calling on Boston and LPG ships calling on Providence, that we will obtain approvals for night transits. A fact Mr. Keyworth suggests is a shameful lie. Perhaps shameful lies was a Freudian slip. This photo, taken by Weaver's Cove on March 22, 2010, depicts an LNG ship arriving in Boston Harbor at night. When asked about nighttime transits for Weaver's Cove, the Coast Guard said, quote, "There is no plan to restrict LNG vessel transits to daytime only." Mr. Keyworth suggests Weaver's Cove is claiming that the project will create jobs, but he guarantees that at least 500 jobs will be lost.
They say they're creating jobs. Well, I can guarantee you that at least 500 jobs in the marine industry will be lost.
Weaver's Cove has documented the jobs we will create. We are confident that during our project's 3-year construction, Weaver's Cove will hire up to 1,000 skilled local union trade workers to work an estimated 2.5 million labor hours with 125 million in direct wages. Weaver's Cove has shared the details behind these estimates with the labor unions that will be responsible for building our project. We are not alone in being confident in the jobs that will be created by Weaver's Cove. Greg Mancini, Executive Director of Build Rhode Island, addressed Weaver's Cove job estimates in an April 14, 2010 letter, which he penned in response to an editorial making a similar claim of job losses. Quote, "For some time now, I and many of the union leaders of the Rhode Island Building and Construction Trades Council that Build Rhode Island represents have met with representatives of Weaver's Cove Energy on several occasions to discuss just what Representative Ruggiero questioned. And based on our Weaver's Cove commitment, both privately and publicly, and more assuredly market conditions, we are confident that this project will create a substantial number of new construction jobs, which may be as high as 1,000. And all, if not most of these jobs will be local, and they will be union." Mr. Keyworth has never provided any evidence to back up these types of claims of job losses, nor has anyone else to our knowledge. We invite Mr. Keyworth, or anyone else, to substantiate their claim by filing the supporting evidence with the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission for review and analysis. We have made this request before and have heard nothing. Mr. Keyworth suggests the transit of LNG ships will effectively close down the bay.
The harbors of Newport, Jamestown, and Bristol will be closed, as well as all the facilities up and down the west side of Aquidneck Island. And the impact of that, of people trying to recreate and having to stay in Newport for 2 hours while the ship transits, I think it's just, what?
Mr. Keyworth is again playing to urban myth. There is absolutely no factual evidence supporting the claim that the harbors of Newport, Bristol, Jamestown, and landside facilities near those harbors will be closed. In arriving at his 2-hour closure estimate, it appears that Mr. Keyworth has made some assumptions that are inconsistent with how safety and security zones are implemented on Narragansett Bay. When asked about safety and security zones, the Coast Guard stated, quote, "Federal regulations for Narragansett Bay at 33 CFR 165.121 require a security zone of 2 miles ahead, 1 mile astern, and 1,000 yards on either side of a high-interest vessel, which includes LNG tankers. But security zones are not necessarily exclusion zones, and vessels may transit within a security zone or continue business within a security zone, such as fishing or clamming, with the permission of the captain of the port. To provide perspective, this photo of an LPG vessel transiting under the Newport Pell Bridge on March 23, 2010, shows traffic resuming on the bridge when the bow of the ship is roughly even with the green buoy, which is only 1,200 feet from the bridge. The March 23rd shipment caused the Newport Bridge to be closed for only 12 minutes. Mr. Keyworth also fails to mention security zones would generally be established and enforced only on inbound transits when an LNG tanker is loaded with cargo. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. LNG Fact Check will continue to set the record straight. More videos are on the way.